As most of you know, I'm in college at Motlow. I am going to be a teacher. I'm hoping, I'm praying that I'll be done with this in 4 years. But I had to give a tribute speech for my speech class. And my speech is over my uncle. He passed away in 2008. I was very close to him. It really hurt me when he passed away. And he was born on September 11th of 1964. He was born to Lewis and Dean Perry, who were my grandparents. He was the firstborn of 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. He lived on a farm where my dad and their little brother and him always tormented my aunt, which was their little sister. And his name was Quentin Laniel Perry. It was a very unusual name, but my mama heard it from a Western and fell in love with it. And I couldn't imagine him being called anything else because, that's just what he always was to me. Years later, they moved on from the farm and lived where my grandparents live today. And that's where he eventually grew up and then got married, moved on down the road, not very far from where my mama still lives today. He was always into something like mechanicking, carrying around a tool set, taking something apart. And he loved mechanicking and taking things apart, and it was a natural born talent. And on September 21st of 1992, I was born. I was the first grandchild, so that meant that I was the first niece. And I like to think that he was very proud of me, and it excited him that I was born because it meant that he was an uncle. And I got to attend his wedding. I don't really remember it, but he always poked fun at me because I wore a pink cowboy hat to his wedding. Always poked fun at me. And on August the 10th of 1996, his son was born. He got to teach his son how to hunt and fish, play baseball, ride dirt bikes, ride four-wheelers, and his son was named Chase. And on August the 5th of 2000, he had a daughter. Her name was Selena. And he taught her that boys had cooties and that you could punch one if you needed to for being mean and rude to you. And after the birth of his daughter, our little family was complete. The Perry clan was a real close bunch. We done absolutely everything together, whether we had bonfires, rode four-wheelers, shot fireworks off on the 4th of July, or just they all sat on the porch at my mama and my papa's and watched us kids play out in the yard. But as I got older, I didn't want to do the things that my cousins wanted to do anymore. I didn't really care about them. And when I was a freshman in high school, my world was torn apart. My uncle was diagnosed with a brain tumor. He started having severe headaches. When he found out about the tumor, he was very hopeful that maybe that they could do something about it because we wasn't sure about it. We didn't know. We didn't know much about it. They couldn't really tell us much about it. And they told my family that they could operate on him. So my uncle decided to operate. And the operation was very unsuccessful. It didn't work. It didn't fully stop it. So surgery was offered a second time. And he took it. He tried the operation again, but it didn't work. So he started taking treatments in Boston. Him and my dad got on an airplane and flew to Boston every week. And after all those failed attempts at surgery, he tried chemo and radiation. And after 3 years of this painful mass growing inside him, he decided to stop. He decided it wasn't worth it anymore. He quit all treatments and decided that he was just going to live out his life with the rest of his family and his children by his side. He got real bad sick and they ended up putting him in the hospital in Swanee. He was in Swanee for a month straight. He come home one night. And on September 26th at 4 a.m. in the morning, he passed away with his children by his side. It was very hard to deal with the death of my uncle. Still to this day, it's been almost 11 years, and not there's not a day goes by that I don't think about him. My family misses him very much, and it's very hard. No mother should have to bury their child. No no mother should ever have to outlive their children. So a piece of our hearts was laid to rest alongside my uncle on that cold, damp September day. Over the next few years, we learned how to live life without my uncle, and how hard it was for my grandma to cope with this. All the things that my family used to do, we don't do that anymore. We don't get to, because it was just so hard for my uncle not being there that my Meemaw didn't like to do it anymore. So, and I like to think that what happened next in our lives, my uncle and God had a plan in this, or had a hand in planning this out. I found out in June of 2010 that I was going to be a mom. So my family needed something right then to help us along the way and to cope with this. So on March 11th of 2011, I had a son, and I named him Sawyer Quentin Perry. It was only fitting to give him the name of somebody who influenced my life so much. My son is almost 8 years old now, and he's learning all about his uncle, his great uncle, and how he was a big influence in my life. And throughout the years, he asked me questions about him, how he got his name, what he looked like, who he was, what he did. So we're learning about him. It's kind of hard for me, but I enjoy talking about my uncle. But the very short years that I was able to spend with my uncle, he taught me so many things. That I was a person, and I was to be treated as such. And no matter who I run across in life, they have feelings just like I do. And he also taught me to never buy a Ford unless I want to sit on the side of the road and wait for a tow truck. Tim McGraw's song, "Live Like You Were Dying," always gets me. It describes my uncle perfectly, and how my family copes with it through the years. But my uncle was a wonderful man. He would give you the shirt off your back. He put his family above all, and he was a Christian man and believed in God and His saving grace. So as I close here with you guys today, I'm sure you guys have heard of Chris Stapleton. His song, "Broken Halos." Don't go looking for the reasons. Don't go asking Jesus why. They belong to the by and by. So as I leave here with you guys today, just go home and hug your loved ones. Tell them that you love them. Because they're always not going to be doing okay. And it's very hard to deal with. Thank you guys. You've got a great audience.